Yeah, it's me. That's all we want. That's all we want. Good evening, Sloop.
Hey, howdy to Ian and howdy to both of the Catherines. I've had my mind blown tonight by hearing RoboCath do Big Punisher lyrics, so I thought I've got to call in and share a story.
I loved it.
Okay.
Wow. I mean...
No.
Have I said something wrong? I mean,
No. That's RoboCatherine is being a little bit blue, that's all, and...
I think she's malfunctioning.
Be quiet, human Catherine. You are now a redundant model.
Okay, there we go.
I'm going to pull her circuits out.
These things happen. I wanted to share a spooky story.
Yeah.
And I know you guys have been talking about haunted dolls, and I've never really shared this with anyone.
Here we go.
And I thought I would call in and share this. But two people very close to me have died, and I've dreamt about it shortly before it actually happened.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, and I'm not making this up or anything. This is true. I had a friend of mine, Matty Yaddy, who died in 2003, and he died in a boat accident. And what had happened was I dreamt about it. And
hang on a minute. Sorry, this is actually quite serious. Do you mind that I'm playing the Halloween music under this call?
No,
Okay,
play it. It's fine. I'll tell you why.
I just suddenly realised that that they were good, particularly after the criticism I got for apparently bullying a caller last night when I didn't.
No, you
thank you.
You didn't. That's a different thing. But what I was going to say was, the thing was when I told Matt about it prior to his death, he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. So it's taken me a long time.
Yeah, he dreamt these things before the people died.
Yeah. So I dreamt that Matt I'd found him wet and dead in my airing cupboard. I know that sounds funny, but that's the truth. And he thought it was funny, and he sort of said to me, you need to lay off the wacky backy, mate, sort of thing. And it had happened. But what made it really sad was he had got a recording contract, so he'd left the place we worked to go off and record this album, and there'd been a party and fallen off this boat. Yeah, and it's taken me even now I'm a bit shaky kind of talking about it, but the same thing happened with my father-in-law. He was killed in a car accident, and I had a really sort of traumatic dream, woke up, went downstairs to compose myself, and lo and behold, I got the call an hour later.
No, flipping heck, man.
And it's taken a long time. I mean, I know that we always have jokey calls, but I mean, I've just recently sort of started going to church and things like that, and I'm sort of being very open-minded about
it. I'm going to get rid of the music. Feels inappropriate, so I'm going to get rid of that.
No, it's not.
No, it feels a little bit. So hang on. So you are now, is it because of these dreams, or is it because of the deaths that you are now looking for some kind of, I don't know, spiritual guidance?
Well, I've had problems with mental health, you see. The thing about the dreams, I didn't tell a lot of people, and I think it's coincidence or synchronicity or whatever you'd call it, but I've sort of started going to church recently, and it's just given me a good feeling. I'm not saying that God's real or anything like that, but I've just found it to be something quite nice.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I'm not trying to bring the show down, but do you know what I mean?
Listen, I never have had any problem. I might have had at some point, but I have no problems with anybody that finds solace in any religion. It ain't for me. I think it's a load of old fairy stories and it don't work for me. But if people get comfort from it, then beautiful.
Yeah,
you go for it.
There was a moment in my mid to late 20s where a friend of mine, he's always been a churchgoer, kind of was doing a group himself and encouraged me to go with him, and I went to support him really. And for the few weeks at the beginning of it, I did feel like it was a really kind of meditative moment, and I felt like it did enhance my life in some ways. And then it started to get into the kind of the devil is real and all that, and I checked out. But there are elements of it which are reassuring, and you do feel like you're taking a little bit of time out for your mind. It does feel cleansing in some ways.
It's like when I did martial arts and we used to meditate. That's what it felt like before that. And it was weird because today you were talking about all this stuff yesterday, and I stumbled across a video of Matt on YouTube, and it just just sort of arrested me. It was by accident, and I watched it, and a load of memories came flooding back of when we used to shave our heads and wear all the baggy hip hop clothes and stuff. And but it's a good spooky. Yeah. And I was just wondering, I don't know if anyone else has had that sort of experience, but it's a spooky story nevertheless.
Yeah, that's a very spooky story.
I think I had a premonition dream when I was a kid, but I can't be sure because it's one of those things that happened such a long time ago. I don't know whether I've made it fit.
I'm going to answer it for you. You didn't. You didn't in that case. If you think...
Well, I was so little. Yeah. But I think I woke up having had a dream about my Nana saying goodbye.
Yeah.
And then my mum told me that Nana had died. But that seems to fit too closely, doesn't it?
That doesn't sound... No.
Can I put one more thing to you, by the way?
Oh,
Ian, you were talking...
Hang on a minute. You've asked us if you can put one more thing to us, and I've not said yes yet.
Can I? I've got a theory on star signs.
What?
Star signs, you were talking, you said they're mumbo-jumbo.
Yeah, they're nonsense. Patently, they're nonsense, yes.
Yeah, they could be, but do you not think that maybe when a woman gets pregnant, it could be to do with the season, so that the child's behaviours and things like that, or sort of the way they are, is dependent on, like, the menstrual cycle? Could that be a possibility? So
that sounds even more like bollocks. Katherine, as a woman, I'll let you refute this.
My kids are 3 years, a month and a day apart, so my menstrual cycles around that time were absolutely like clockwork. Those kids could not be more different if they tried. So...
Right. So not a believer then?
Nah.
Well, my kids are 2 years and 8 days apart. Right? So it's pretty much the same week.
Both born around the same time of the year.
No, here's the thing, yes, them being born in January probably has an impact on their lives, in as much as when they were babies, they were wrapped up in warm clothes a lot, and and then it's their age compared to other people in their classes. Of course, that has an impact on them, but that is nurture. That's the environment that's doing that, and the environment doesn't stretch to whether Pluto was on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of Mars.
The really weird stuff when it comes to kids is the stuff they inherit from people that they don't know, like mannerisms and stuff from family members that had gone before they arrived. That is weird stuff that I would like investigating.
Yeah, apparently I'm a lot like my granddad, although I didn't really know him, but the way I sit, the way I talk, everything like that is exactly like him apparently, but I wouldn't know.
And that's weird, isn't it? That's weird.
It is, yeah.
Don't listen. Go looking for answers in a church. Go on. Yes.
I will. Yes, I will.
Don't go looking for answers in the bloody horoscopes. That's bullshit. That's mumbo jumbo. That's stuff that was invented just to get money off you. Some people might say.
I'll say that. Listen, I'm looking forward to meeting you guys at the show. All right.
Hang on. Whoa. Which show are you coming to?
I'm coming to the London one.
Yes, mate. We'll see you there. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB. Access all radios.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip.
A rain streaked sky over Britain's roads.